10 best non-ladder matches in Money in the Bank history. Number 10. Roman Reigns vs Seth Rollins, Money in the Bank 2016. We are kicking this list off with a brilliant match, which should show the quality that this pay-per-view has constantly produced in terms of non-ladder matches, with this match showcasing the brilliant abilities of both Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. For as much hate as Roman takes from his fans about not being able to wrestle, he has a laundry list of great matches to silence any critics. With Rollins making his return from a serious knee injury, the WWE Universe was ready to embrace a new top babyface, and while the company made that hard work with some questionable booking, the story told in this match was brilliant. While the match itself was very good, the ending provided a huge close to the show as Dean Ambrose appeared to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, which he had won earlier in the evening, to end the show in a truly shocking fashion. Number 9. Dolph Ziggler vs Alberto Del Rio, Money in the Bank 2013. Here's a hit for you. This will not be the last time you'll see the 2013 version of this pay-per-view on this list, so if you haven't seen it, log on to your WWE network and do yourself a favor, as it's a brilliant show that includes the classic for the World Heavyweight Championship. Back at a time when Dolph Ziggler was red hot, he was claiming his rematch here after spending time out injured through a concussion, which did play a major impact in his main event run. But this match allowed the show off to give fans a glimpse at what a main event run for him could have been, with Del Rio targeting the head of Ziggler throughout the entire match with constant kicks became sickening after the injury he had gone through, and seeing him try to fight against that was a brilliant story. Number 8. The Shield vs the Usos, Money in the Bank 2013. It might surprise you to learn that this match actually took place on the WWE kickoff show of that year's Money in the Bank event, proving that there really are some hidden gems tucked away during the hour before the WWE pay-per-view, with this a perfect example. But when you look at the two teams which are involved in the match, it isn't really a major surprise, with 4 very talented wrestlers in the Usos and Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, who battled through a lengthy match which included 2 commercial breaks, a rare feat for a pre-show match, showing just how good it was. In the end, it would be the Shield who came out on top after a buckle bomb set up a spear for Roman to get the job done, after a very entertaining match that everyone should go and check out. Number 7. Jack Swagger vs Rey Mysterio, Money in the Bank 2010. This is likely one of those matches that a lot of people have forgotten about, as Jack Swagger is never someone who comes up in the conversation for best matches, but his World Heavyweight Championship match against Rey Mysterio was certainly very entertaining. Both men gave their all to give fans a fun match, despite the fact that it wasn't considered to be a main event match and didn't really have that much star power. The match itself was very good, as Swagger worked on the ankle of Mysterio throughout, but Rey's experience came through in the end as he secured the win. Just like Rollins vs Reigns, this match had the added bonus of a cash-in taking place as Kane became the first man to cash in on the very same night, defeating Mysterio and shocking the entire WWE Universe. Number 6. The Usos vs Harper and Rowan, Money in the Bank 2014. Another tag team match here, and yet again the Usos are involved. To nobody's surprise, as anytime they are given an opportunity for a future match, they are going to knock it out of the park, as they did in the opening bout of Money in the Bank 2014. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan were still strong at this point, as the Wyatt family hadn't been destroyed at the stage, and therefore they were able to be taken as a serious threat to the Usos and their titles, even if they ended up coming short on that night. With a great mix of high-flying moves and sheer power, the 4 men managed to set the tone for the night and prove why they were 2 of the best teams in recent years. Number 5. Kevin Owens vs John Cena, Money in the Bank 2015. Kevin Owens and John Cena facing each other in WWE was something that most wrestling fans never expected to see in a million years. Yet when we finally did, it was a match that fans wished they would have seen 1,000 times, as the chemistry they had was so good. Kevin Owens had risen from NXT to confront John Cena while also keeping his NXT championship, and immediately looked like a top star that was destined for big things, proving he could hang with the very biggest names in wrestling. And if their first match was good, this one only continued that level of quality. Sure, it may have been a little heavy on finishing moves and near falls, and wasn't quite as good as their first encounter, but this was a damn good effort, and as far as quality matches that don't involve ladder at this pay-per-view, this is one of the very best. Number 4. Christian vs Randy Orton, Money in the Bank 2011. The feud between Christian and Randy Orton was one of the very best in 2011, and every time they wrestled, they tore the house down, which you would expect from 2 very experienced wrestlers. The greatest thing about these matches were the incredible storyline that took place, with Christian's desperation growing every time he competed. This match had the bonus stipulation that if Orton was DQ'd, he would lose the title, which allowed another perfect angle for them to take the story down. Christian tried everything he could to get Orton to snap, and eventually he spat in the face of the Viper, which proved to be enough as he struck Christian with a low blow to lose the match and allow the feud to continue on, much to everyone's happiness. Number 3. 3, Daniel Bryan vs CM Punk, Money in the Bank 2012. I mean, just look at the two names that are involved here. You know it's going to be an incredible match before the bell even rings. And two of wrestling's greatest ever in-ring competitors didn't let fans down with their WWE Championship match at Money in the Bank 2012. While seeing both men wrestle a technical clinic will be something fans are always sure approve of, this particular match featured a no DQ stipulation, which really allowed both men to open things up in terms of storytelling and prove they could do more than just technical wrestling. Sure, the match still had amazing wrestling, obviously, but it had a lot more to it, which grabbed even the most casual wrestling fans and kept them hooked. The AJ Lee love triangle storyline was taking shape at the time, and it was certainly a major factor in this brilliant match that every fan needs to see. Number 2, AJ Styles vs John Cena, Money in the Bank 2016. An iconic match that most people would have presumed would have been saved for WrestleMania or SummerSlam. The very first encounter between two of the wrestling's biggest legends, John Cena and AJ Styles, actually took place at Money in the Bank. Nobody really knew what to expect with this match, as Styles was known for being an incredible wrestler, while Cena has more than his fair share of critics regarding his in-ring ability. Yet both men managed to defy any doubts. From the very start, it was clear this was going to be something special, and they didn't disappoint, putting on a brilliant match packed with action and storytelling in front of a red-hot crowd. This was a dream match that lived up to the hype. Number 1, CM Punk vs John Cena, Money in the Bank 2011. What else was going to top the list? Not only is it the greatest non-ladder match of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view history, but it could easily be the best match of the PG era in wrestling. It really is that damn good, and it is certainly greater than any Money in the Bank ladder match, that's for sure. Everything was on the line here, with this being CM Punk's last contracted night in WWE. If he won, the WWE Championship was set to leave with him, and in front of an incredibly hot hometown Chicago crowd, Punk defied the odds and beat John Cena, leaving WWE with the title. This match had everything you needed, from an amazing wrestling bout, from a true story, characters the fans were invested in, a hot crowd, to some unbelievable in-ring work. Both men ensured you were gripped from the start to finish, creating a 5-star classic that will never be forgotten.